Let's hear how the transition. This is how you write and remix using what is called a Camelot Wheel. Even if you know music theory and you're wondering how to apply it to writing a song or remixing a song, the Camelot Wheel can be really useful. I found this vocal loop in cymatics. In this sample pack, it's marked G minor. Okay, the first thing I need to do is, if I want to do anything to this piece of music, I better add in musical elements that are in G minor. If you're doing a remix, you will find that the remix pack usually also tells you what key the song is in, G minor. If you are music theory aware, you know what G minor means, what are the flats and the sharps and actually all flats. If you're not, don't worry, because a lot of these sample packs come with the key marked out already. So I'm looking at this thing which is the chop and swing pack. If you are in packs and you've got Ableton Live Suite or even Ableton Live Intro, you can download the chop and swing pack, and it has all of these things in it. So it's got things like drum kits, it's got effects racks, different kinds of new distortions, it's got MIDI clips and samples. So the one that I'm looking for now is a MIDI clip. And if you look under the tonal clips, meaning clips with tones, there's actually the accompaniment clips. And the accompaniment clips are marked out with the key. So remember what key I'm in? G minor. I'm going to look for one called in G minor. And here we go. G minor. I've dragged it in. This is a... And let's hear the pads which are in G minor together with the vocals which in G minor. The other thing I will add is a drum loop, because we always want a drum loop. So I've added in a drum loop from samples. What's the difference between samples and MIDI clips? If you look at the sample loops and we look at this thing like the drum loops and the full loops, and I've dragged one in here called the machine break, you can see there's a waveform there. This is actually an audio file. This is something that we often do when we are writing something in Ableton. We take an original clip or original sample, then we add on something, and hopefully it's in the same key. If it's not in the same key, then it will clash. It won't sound nice. Let me demonstrate to you how it clashes. I'm just going to insert a blank MIDI clip and I show you something that doesn't fit, okay? Which is in A minor. But I can tell you it's not going to work. It actually doesn't fit. Well, okay, it could fit if you were thinking in jazz. It's less likely to fit compared to if you just put in G minor. See, that actually works much better. One of the problems we're going to face is then, okay, I've done this. What do I do next? What if I want to change around the music? The good news is that you know you're in G minor. You can drag in another MIDI clip which is in G minor as well. So I've dragged in here another MIDI clip at this point number 4, which is more G minor. Sometimes when you drag in these MIDI clips from other MIDI packs which are outside of Ableton, they only have the MIDI notes in them. They don't have an instrument. So what I've had to do is I had to use one of Ableton's sounds, the R&B keys, which also comes from this pack. Because if you just drag in from cymatics, all you get is the notes. So you won't hear anything. You must actually add an Ableton instrument. That's important. So I'll say it again. If you drag in a MIDI clip from an Ableton pack, then you see here the instrument there is already there, the constant pad. But if I drag it in from somewhere else like cymatics, then only the notes are here and there's no instrument. So I have to drag in an instrument from Ableton using this one called the R&B keys. I've dragged in a cymatics loop which is in G minor. So let's hear how the transition. Not bad, huh? The G minor actually can flow, right? Then you think, what do I do next? Can it be, am I just going to stay in G minor for the entire duration of the song? Which actually a lot of people do, huh? But you want to show that you have more standard. This is where we start to wonder, besides G minor, what can I do? That's where this thing comes in. This Camelot Wheel, it's used by DJs to figure out which songs to play one after another that won't clash. And if you use software like Mixed in Key, it will actually identify for you and save in the song file name whether a song is 12A, 1A, 2A, 3A, so that you can actually see at a glance whether two songs can be played together, mashed up, or whatever. Here we are not going to be DJing, but we are going to make use of the same concept. By the way, some of you also know what this is called. There's a name for this. Ireng is showing the circle of fifths. Correct, Ireng? It's the circle of fifths. Here I am in G minor and I'm in 6A. So this is a bit like playing Uno. Either you choose the same number or you choose the same letter. If I want something to be compatible with my G minor, then I have either got to go left or right or up or down. So here, G minor shows me that it's compatible with B flat major. So let's go back to my Ableton screen. Here we are at 0.5. I've added in a new section which is in B flat major. So let's hear how the transition is from G flat. Can it switch back? Did it work? So you can actually transition because it is compatible. And then I go back to G minor. Why don't I see what else I can go on the Camelot Wheel? So back to the Camelot Wheel, I see that left and right. Oh, there's a D minor next to the G minor. Okay, so let's go back to my Ableton. After my G minor, I'm going to modulate to a D minor. And then you can see here, I'm going to go back to G minor. So let's hear how it sounds. Wish me luck. How did I modulate to D minor? I dragged in a MIDI clip which was marked D minor. Then I can return back to G minor. You notice something interesting? While my D minor clip is running, I can still play the vocal loop which is in G minor. Can go without clashing. See, this is a G minor vocal, but it's got a D minor chords. So this is a way of creating different sections in a piece of music. How many minutes are we at now? We've already reached 2 minutes. So here I go through the steps again. We start out with a vocal sample that was in G minor. I dragged in a MIDI clip which was in G minor and it's compatible. Now of course the drum loop matches anyway. Then I dragged in more MIDI clips. Step number 2 was add in chords in G minor. Step number 3 was add in a drum loop. Step number 4, add in more chords in G minor. And step number 5 was to drag in this clip in B flat major, not B flat minor, B flat major. Because B flat major is compatible according to our friend the Camelot Wheel. Then we go back to G minor, because it's always good to go back to the beginning. Then we did a modulation to D minor by dragging in another set of chords, with D minor, and we showed that it's compatible with this vocal. Then we return back to G minor. So I hope this has given you ideas to write and create a piece of music. Try for yourself taking a vocal sample or something with a key, or even just a MIDI riff, and then putting things with a compatible key. Have fun. So let's hear how the transition